Let's start the recording. Okay. So thank you everyone for showing up for Mohammed's defense. Before we get started, please everyone mute your audio. So this meeting will run for approximately 1 hour in total. It will start with a presentation that will go for 40 to 45 minutes, followed by public questions from the audience, then public questions from the committee members. Then audience will be let out of the meeting to allow for private questions by the committee members. After that, the candidate will be put in a waiting room upon sending everyone out. And then the committee will discuss and come up with a decision and recommendations. Then the candidate will be brought back for decision and recommendations. With that, Mohammed, take it from here. You have 40 to 45 minutes.
Thank you, Professor Mohaisan. I would like to thank the committee members for their help and cooperation, and thank you everyone for attending. Today, I will be presenting my dissertation defense titled A Comprehensive and Comparative Examination of Healthcare Data Breaches, Assessing Security, Privacy, and Performance. First, let me introduce myself. I am a computer science PhD candidate, and I started my work in 2020 under the supervision of Professor Mohaisan. I obtained my master's degree in computer science from UCF in 2022. Before that, I got my bachelor's degree in computer information systems from Eastern Florida State College in 2019. My research interests are in the healthcare privacy and security. I'm also interested in data mining and vulnerability analysis. Here is the list of publications that contribute to my dissertation defense. Here is the overall outline of this dissertation. I will briefly start with the overall motivation for choosing this domain and the core of this dissertation. Then I will present the first thrust on measuring healthcare data breaches. After that, I will present the second thrust on analyzing security breaches in healthcare, where we conduct a spatio-temporal analysis. I will then move into the third thrust on analyzing security and performance of hospital websites. After that, I will go into the fourth thrust on comparing data breaches pattern across industries. Finally, I will conclude my work and provide recommendations based on our findings. Let's start with a brief motivation for choosing this domain and the core of this dissertation. As commonly known, the healthcare industry is vital for our well-being and for the improving quality of our lives and communities. And as technology adoption by healthcare providers and payers continue to accelerate, the healthcare industry is considered the fastest growing industry in the United States and all around the world. According to a recent study by Grandview Research, the healthcare industry is estimated to reach 81 billion compound annual growth rate by 2026. That being said, however, the healthcare industry faces a constant threat, which is data breaches. A data breach can be defined as a security incident in which an unauthorized party gain access to confidential information. Data breaches are damaging to both healthcare organizations and patients because they can compromise patient and confidentiality and trust. They can impose financial implications such as remediation costs, legal fines, and potential lawsuits. During a data breach, various types of sensitive information gets compromised, such as personal identifiable information such as social security numbers, name and addresses, and contact details. Medical records such as medical conditions, treatment records, and test results. Financial information such as billing information, payment records, and insurance details. The healthcare industry is being constantly targeted by cybercriminals because of the following reasons. First, the healthcare organization stores sensitive data that can be exploited or sold on the dark web. Moreover, the healthcare sector faces cybersecurity challenges due to limited resources, outdated infrastructure, and interconnected medical devices, making it easier for cybercriminals to exploit vulnerabilities and gain unauthorized access. Ransomware attacks on healthcare sector have been a growing concern recently as well. Additionally, healthcare organizations face security challenges due to limited cybersecurity resources, focus on patient care, and complex threat landscape. Finally, monetary gain motivates cybercriminals to target healthcare by selling stolen data, medical fraud, and insider trading. There have been numerous real-world cases of data breaches in the healthcare sector. Here are a few notable examples. Regal Medical Group, Cerebral, and Zoll Medical Corporation faced security incidents compromising over 7.4 million records, including personal and medical information. If we look at the frequency of data breaches in the past few years, we can see that data breaches have been a constant threat from 2010 until 2021, with a decrease in their frequency in 2022 and 2023. The objective of this dissertation is to investigate 4 important aspects of data breaches and security in healthcare organizations. In the first aspect, we will identify internal, external, and partner attack types, investigate data breaches causes, categorize actions and vectors for better understanding. In the second aspect, we will examine the influence of state factors on data breach exposure, identify the most breached assets with the healthcare organizations. We will conduct a timeline analysis that highlights the importance of incident discovery. In the third aspect, we will study the structure and security of hospital websites. We will evaluate SSL certificates, identify website issues, and detect malicious behaviors. We will highlight key indicators of website linked to data breaches incidents. Finally, in the fourth aspect, we will analyze the attack surface across sectors, explore motives, methods, and classification of data breaches, examine the geographical patterns of data breaches. First, I will present the first thrust of my proposal, measuring healthcare data breaches. As we saw earlier, we have seen an increase in healthcare data breaches in the past few years, got worsened by the pandemic and the increase of IoT devices. In this research, our aim is to understand, analyze, and mitigate these breaches by examining internal and external threats and the factors contributing to these vulnerabilities. To conduct our research, we used Veris. Veris is a reliable data source that simplifies incidence narrative into analyzable trends using Verizon's A4 threat model. It breaks down the incidents into 4 key components: actor, actions, assets, and attributes, to understand the impact on an organization's information. This systematic approach helps us identify the who, what, which, and how data breaches for better analysis. Our study includes a timeline mapping of incidents across the years. Our datasets contain incidents from 1994 until 2022, providing a comprehensive historical perspective. Between 1994 and 2009, there were only 71 incidents reported. With 395 incidents, 2013 witnessed the highest number of breaches, containing 16%. Various reporting indicates a decline in breaches since 2013, challenging the notation of increasing attacks. Quick detection of data breaches is essential for protecting patients and hospitals, as delayed discovery can lead to greater harm. We analyzed the distribution of how fast breaches were discovered using cumulative distribution function. To accommodate the broad spectrum of discovery times, we applied logarithmic scaling to our analysis. Our analysis shows that employees shows a quicker incident discovery time than customers and patients. If we look at the 20% of the incidents, it took 4 days or less for employees, 5 days or less for customers, and 6 days for patients. If we look at the 50% of the incidents, it took about 2 months for employees, 2.5 months for customers, and 3 months for patients. If we look at the all incidents, it took an average of 10 years for employees, 21 years for customers, and 14 years for patients. As a takeaway from this, we observed that incident discovery can take many years, revealing lack of security in healthcare organizations. In our analysis, we observed common targets of attackers. Medical information was the primary target at 73%, followed by personal 18% and payment information 3%. Moreover, we observed that 54% of breaches had information directly disclosed, showing a high rate of privacy breaches. Potential disclosure 46% indicates a widespread risk with few incidents of unknown or no disclosure. Moreover, our analysis shows that 38% of breach data was unencrypted, pointing to a major encryption gaps and widespread of vulnerabilities in data protection. As a takeaway, we can see that most breaches, accounting for 91%, expose medical or personal data, often resulting from a weak security and how this data is stored or transmitted. Data integrity means keeping information unchanged from its original state. We investigated how this integrity is compromised, finding the main causes to be alterations, 31%, software installations, 30%, fraudulent transmissions, 18%, data modification, 11%, repurposing, 3%, and miscellaneous factors at 6%. Our study also revealed that patients are the most frequently targeted in data breaches, 88%, with customers and employees also significantly affected. Despite the limited reporting, over 20% of the studied incidents experienced integrity and authenticity attack. Threat actors, who may be internal, external, or partners, are behind security incidents, with their actions ranging from accidental to deliberate. Our analysis shows a strong financial motive, with 97% of external, 52 internal, and 67 of partner actors motivated by financial gain. Our review of security incidents revealed a range of threat actions. Ransomware was involved in 82 of the cases, phishing in 69, and stolen credentials usage in 80%. Other significant actions include loss, 28%, disposal errors, 27, misdelivery, 21, with the majority involving theft, 96%, and privilege abuse, 59%. In our incident analysis, the primary attack methods were through email and web application, each accounting for 81% of vectors. Direct software installations were noted in 45% of the cases, and email attachment in 32%. Notably, 92 of the incidents were linked to carelessness, 49% to vulnerabilities in the victim's work area, and 65% to LAN access. To summarize this work, we can see that healthcare organizations are attacked internally, externally, and by partners, mainly for financial motives. Breaches are costly, with stolen health records increase in value over time. The primary victims are patients, customer, and employees. Ransomware making up 82 of malware threats and is often directly installed, accounting for 45% of the cases. Now I will present the second thrust on analyzing security breaches in healthcare, where we conduct a spatio-temporal analysis. Paper medical records are often non-standardized, hard to search, and prone to information loss. Shifting to electronic health records resolves these issues with uniform formatting, better search functions, secure data storage, and improved access for healthcare providers. Moreover, including diverse sources in electronic health records enhances care coordination and supports informed decisions making with a complete view of patient health information. The healthcare industry is mainly targeted by cyber criminals seeking valuable data for financial gain. Due to interconnected devices, lack of basic security awareness, and outdated medical devices contribute to vulnerabilities exploited by attackers. In this work, we will investigate the potential contribution of employees' actions, adult population, staff beds in hospitals, cross-domestic product, and other demographic and economic indicators to data breaches. Our goal is to conduct a comprehensive measurement study of healthcare data breaches. We aim to map the global incidence distribution, analyze breaches across US states, identify targeted assets, explore healthcare diversity mechanisms, correlate incidents in top states, examine the breach count versus organization size, and evaluate healthcare response time. In our analysis using ISO 3166 country codes for country identification, the US dominated 80% of the incidents, trailed by the UK and Canada 7 and 6%, respectively. We concentrated our analysis on the US, finding that California, Florida, and Texas to be to have the highest number of incidents. Data breaches analysis reveals hackers predominantly attack media assets, 33.97%, servers, 33%, and user devices, 39%, impacting their security. A closer look shows that ATM machines, 75%, and PD pads are frequent terminal targets, with 63% of server incidents involving database exploits. Laptops accounts for 61% of user incidents. Documents are primarily attacked within media, 70%, and end user represents 50% of the people-related breaches. We examined the correlation between the reported incidents and hospitals at the state level. Focusing on top 10 states with the highest number of incidents, we collected statistics for each state, including population, gross-domestic product, staff beds, and hospitals. The following table shows our correlation result. Our analysis revealed that a strong correlation between the number of incidents and the population, adults, 0.96, and gross-domestic product, 0.95. While factors such as hospitals and the number of employees shows relatively lower correlation, 0.88 and 0.92 respectively. Discovery methods for incidents fall into two categories, internal and external. Employees are key in internal discovery, finding 71% of incidents. For external methods, customers detect 35% of incidents, with actor disclosure accounting for 24%. Healthcare entities were responsible for 73% of data breaches, business associates for 14%, and healthcare plans for 13%. Business associates were involved in only 24% of the incidents, and with the remaining 76% not involving them. To summarize this work, breaches in healthcare are predominantly linked to the size of adult population. Media assets are the most compromised, followed by servers and user devices. A significant 76% of breaches did not involve any business associate. Healthcare entities themselves were implicated in 73% of the incidents, with business associate at 14% and the healthcare plans at 13%. Now, I go over the third thrust, which is analyzing security and performance of hospital websites. Patients' portals provide a comprehensive online access to patient records, serving as a crucial component in securing and managing medical information. It is an essential link in securing patients' medical records. Hospital portals are typically part of the hospital digital infrastructure and provide access to various services, including medical records. Recent healthcare data breaches include Casiar's incidents affecting 69,000 individuals in 2023, NextGen Healthcare breach impacting 1.5 million patients, and Onyx Group ransomware attack on March 27. Additionally, there's a breach in August 2000 that leaked over 800 patient records via KBO online health portal. Here is the overview of our study. Our study encompasses several analyses to understand the healthcare data security. We look at hospital domain choices, analyze the content and security measures they implement, and evaluate the encryption strength through SSL certificates. We also investigate malicious activities to spot security gaps and threats. Finally, by examining data breaches, we identify key vulnerabilities factors and correlate them with patterns in the healthcare sector's data security incidents. Our analysis utilized the Homeland Infrastructure Foundation level dataset encompassing the US hospitals across all 50 states, categorized into government, 1,034 websites, nonprofit, 2,187 websites, and proprietary, 1,550 websites. This dataset is crucial for our healthcare organization study. Here's our pipeline with the step staking and website crawling and data augmentation. First, we identify the specific website to be crawled and analyzed. The second step, we conduct a pre-processing to the website, which includes removing irrelevant websites and non-functioning websites, as well as shortening URLs if necessary. Finally, we extract relevant attributes and features from websites for further analysis and examination. Our key research questions explores the difference in content, performance, and security across hospital websites categories. We further break down this question into quantifiable sub-questions. First question assesses the hospital's domain, content, and security features. We answer this question by analyzing the domain registrars, content types, and security protocols. Research question 2 examines the security characteristics of these websites and their variation among hospital types, answered through certificate analysis and threat assessment. A domain name registrar handles the internet domain reservations and assign IP addresses, but security levels can vary among them. Our analysis shows that Network Solutions and GoDaddy hold about 67% of the domain registration market, while Mark Monitor and Inam LLC lead in proprietary hospital domains with a 20% share. Top-level domains such as .com or .org are domain name extensions that classify websites' purpose or location in the DNS system. Our analysis shows that .org top-level domain is prevalent in government and nonprofit sectors at 48% and 67% respectively, but less so in proprietary hospitals at 7.81%. While .com is a common across government, nonprofit, and proprietary sectors at 36%, 28%, and 87% respectively. The domain creation date offers insights into a website age and development history. Most government and nonprofit hospitals were created between 1995 and 2009, indicating a historical growth period. As a takeaway, we can see the trend shows a recent decrease in new websites for these hospitals, while proprietary hospitals have increased, especially in 2021. The content type refers to the nature of data present on hospital websites, indicating the differences between various categories of hospitals. Government and nonprofit hospitals have a higher usage of redirect content type, 17% and 16% respectively, while proprietary hospitals utilize script content type more frequently, 33%. The XML HTTP request or XHR content type is predominant in both government and proprietary hospitals, accounting for a combined usage of 10%. As a takeaway, we can see the distribution of content type in different hospitals is similar, except for variations in usage of images and script content types. An HTTP request is a message from a client to a server requesting a specific resource or action. It includes a URL and additional information such as headers and cookies. Our analysis shows that nonprofit have the highest number of HTTP requests per visit, while proprietary hospitals have a smaller page size and the lowest percentages of images. The domain name system security extensions enhances DNS security by adding digital signatures to records, verifying their authenticity, and ensuring they have not been tampered with. Our analysis shows that 6% of proprietary hospitals use the DNSSEC, notably passing the government and nonprofit hospitals are 0.55% and 0.75% respectively. As a takeaway, we can see that 6% of proprietary hospitals adopted DNSSEC, slightly more than less than 1% seen in government and nonprofit sectors, aligning with .com and .org website averages. HTTP encrypts web communication using SSL certificates from certificate authorities, enhancing trust and security online. Our analysis shows that many hospitals, especially in governmental group, utilize free SSL certificates provided by Let's Encrypt. However, a concerning finding is that many websites in government, nonprofit, and proprietary categories do not have any SSL certificates. SSL and TLS are secure protocol used for safe internet communications, utilizing signature algorithms for authentication and secure connections. We found that SHA-256 with RSA is widely adopted by government, 95%, nonprofit, 91%, and proprietary, 80%, reflecting a preference for established and a trusted algorithm. It is important to mention that ECDSA, a newer and more efficient algorithm, has not been used widely in the newer websites, and according to new research, is found to be more vulnerable to post-quantum attacks compared to RSA. Its adoption among hospitals, especially in government, nonprofit, and proprietary, is relatively low. Our analysis of SSL certificates revealed issues such as mismatched domains, invalid certificates with incorrect details, and expired certificates, indicating outdated security. First, we observed that proprietary hospitals lead with 18% of SSL certificates having mismatched domains, with government at 14% and nonprofit at 17%. Moreover, we observed that nonprofit hospitals has the highest percentage of expired SSL certificates, 3.97%, followed by government, 2.2%, and proprietary hospital, 2.09%. Finally, we observed that all hospital categories showed a concerning percentage of invalid SSL certificates, with government hospitals at 15%, nonprofit hospitals at 21%, and proprietary hospitals at 23%. Moving on, we assessed the hospitals' websites for signs of malicious activities like phishing and malware. We observed that a minority of these websites are flagged, with 8.66% in government, 5.2% in nonprofit, and 6% in proprietary hospitals found to be outdated, which may risk data breaches. Notably, we found that proprietary hospitals shows more malware, 84%, and potential phishing, 65%, than others. Our aim is to study hospital data breaches and their link to web security, using a dataset from the Office of Civil Rights on past incidents. We tackled the challenge of matching hospital names with breach entities hindered by inconsistent naming, using the natural language toolkit for text pre-processing tasks like removing punctuations, normalizing cases, and refining names. As a result, we manually inspected 1,253 incidents, allowing for more accurate labeling of 414 data breaches. Our data shows that proprietary hospitals had the least data breach incidents and affected individuals, with 34 incidents and about 50,000 individuals affected, compared to 49 and 156 for government and nonprofit. We analyzed the attack surface that were most frequently targeted in data breaches. Our analysis shows that paper and films are the most targeted services in data breaches for government, 32%, proprietary, 21%, and while nonprofit hospitals have a lower incidence, only 6%. Moreover, we observed that email are the most targeted service in data breaches for nonprofit, 34%, while government and proprietary hospitals have a much lower incidence, 1%. Finally, the network server is the second most frequently targeted service in data breaches, following paper films. This highlights the significance of ensuring robust online measures for hospitals. We further analyzed breaches types between hospitals. We found that hacking and IT incidents are the leading cause of breaches in government hospitals at 45%, while unauthorized access disclosure tops in nonprofit at 50%, with proprietary and government hospitals following at 37 and 32 respectively. We conducted an analysis to understand the relationship between online presence, security properties, and data breaches. we used a gradient posting model with non-negativity constraint. We identified the significant attributes associated with breach incidents. On the left side, here is the list of our used features. In our analysis, we found that websites detected as malware by a secure API are more likely to be involved in a data breach incident. We discovered that the percentage of images retrieved and the percentage of fonts retrieved by Bingdom API are highly correlated with websites' data breaches. To summarize this thrust, we evaluated hospitals' online security by evaluating their SSL certificates and identify malicious activities. Our analysis highlights key attributes that correlate with breaches, underlining the critical need for stronger security on hospital websites to protect patient data. Finally, I will go over the final thrust of this dissertation, which is comparing data breaches trends across industries. After studying the healthcare data breaches, we are expanding our analysis to compare breach patterns across industries, to map their global occurrences, profile breach methods, investigate detection strategies, and evaluate response times. To classify data breaches into specific industries, we use the North American Industry Classification System to map each breach to a specific industry. After the breaches labeling, let's have a look at the initial stats of breach across industries. We found that the healthcare and administration sectors top the charts with a total of 4,775 incidents. Moreover, we saw that we observed that security incidents affect both small and large organizations, with about 2,000 and 3,057 breaches respectively. And the vast majority of sector-wide incidents, 8,421 out of 8,600 are confirmed breaches. Our analysis shows that most industry breaches occur in the United States, followed by the UK and Canada. We also observed that most breaches are opportunistic across all sectors. For external discovery methods, we observed a variation in how sectors discover data breaches externally. Some rely heavily on actor disclosure, indicating transparency or awareness. Notably, by finance and retail sectors often rely on customer discovery. For internal breach detection methods, we observed that employees' reports are heavily relied upon across industry, highlighting the significance of staff vigilance. There is also a variation in the use of technical detection methods. Understanding these differences is crucial for implementing effective breach detection strategies tailored to each industry. Our analysis of action misuse revealed privilege abuse is widespread, ranging from 54% in education to a staggering 89% in information. Additionally, data mishandling rates vary, with education at 25% and other services at 30%. Our analysis of action misuse vectors reveal that lane access stands out as the predominant vector, with notably high percentage in sectors like administration, 81%, education, 72%, and finance, 70%. However, there is a notable exceptions highlight sector-specific vulnerabilities. Our analysis of action errors and cybersecurity incidents across industries uncover significant findings. Notably, there is a high incidence of misconfiguration in the information and professional sectors. Moreover, the variability in incidence causes reflect industry-specific risk. Examining the common error factors leading to data breaches shows a notable dominance of carelessness across industries. Additionally, there's a variability in secondary error vector, highlighting different vulnerabilities across sectors. Our analysis reveals a variety of physical actions in data breaches across sectors. We found that theft emerges as the dominant physical action in nearly all sectors, with a notably high percentages in healthcare, 96%, education, 95%, and professional services, 96%. Analyzing the physical action vectors during data breaches across sectors reveals a high incidence of breach occurring in the victim work area and personal vehicles across several factors. This highlights the importance of implementing strong security measures, both in the workplace and during transportation, to mitigate the risk of physical breaches effectively. Moving on, our analysis of hacking types across industries shows that a stolen credential stands out at the primary cause. In healthcare, 88%, finance, 62%, and education, 64%. Furthermore, industry-specific variation exists, with administration at 49% and information, 49.45%. Sectors experiencing high denial of service attacks rates. Across industries, we observe that web applications attack dominate as the primary hacking vector during data breaches. Exploring social attacks methods and data breaches incidents across industries reveal a variety of tactics employed. Predominantly, phishing emerges as the primary social attack method, with notable prevalence in healthcare at 66%, administration 82%, and information 63%. Analyzing social attacks vectors and data breaches incidents across sectors reveal a diverse range of methods utilized. Notably, email stands out as the primary vector for social attacks, with a significant prevalence in administration, about 90%, education, 97%, and transportation, 100%. Exploring malware types detected in data breaches across industry reveals a widespread variety of threats. Notably, ransomware emerges as a highly prevalent across all sectors, with a significant instances in healthcare, 91%, administration, 86%, and education, 88%. When it comes to exploring malware vectors detected in data breaches across sectors, we found that malware vector analysis shows that dominance of direct installation as the primary malware vector, and finance 80% and healthcare 65%. Our examinations of victim types by industry reveal significant variation in dominant victim types. The impact on certain victims across industry is limited. When it comes to exploring the internal motive for cybersecurity incidents across industries, our analysis reveals a predominant occurrences of unintentional incidents in most sectors. When it comes to examining the external motive of cybersecurity incidents, underscores the dominance of financial motives. Exploring the different types of attackers during data breach, our analysis shows a predominance of organized crime and affiliated attackers posing a significant cybersecurity threat, especially in sectors such as retail, finance, and accommodation, targeting them for financial gain using advanced techniques. Our examination of the internal variety of threat actors in cybersecurity incidents across industries, our analysis revealed varied roles implicated across industries, but end users are significant contributors to cybersecurity incidents across industries, specifically in healthcare, 59%, and administration, 41%. This suggests a widespread risk associated with general staff, most likely due to phishing attacks, misuse of access, or lack of awareness about cybersecurity practices. Analyzing the timeline discovery periods for data breaches across industries, our analysis reveals a significant delays in breach detection. This alarming trend persists across various sectors, emphasizing the critical need for improved detection mechanisms and proactive cybersecurity measures to mitigate the impact of breaches effectively. In summary, our dissertation analyzed healthcare data breaches and their ties to web security. We noted that breaches correlate with the size of population. Our research revealed a significant security setbacks in hospital websites, like SSL certificate issues and exposure to malicious attack. The diverse nature of these attacks underlines the need for a tailored security protocols in healthcare industry, pointing towards urgent call for more robust proactive measures. Based on the research done in this dissertation, we suggest the following recommendations in minimizing data breaches, numbers, and their impact. First, implementing advanced systems for timely breach identification and enhancing reporting mechanisms are crucial to mitigate data breaches. Moreover, implementing advanced systems for timely breach identification and enhancing reporting mechanisms are also crucial to mitigating data breaches. Prioritizing advanced data protection and incident detection, along with providing cybersecurity training for our personnel, forms the core of comprehensive security strategies. Mandating encryption, data at rest, and in transit, along with strengthening protocols against integrity attacks, enhances the security of sensitive data. Moreover, we recommend enhancing web presence security, including adopting HTTPS and validating SSL certificates for data encryption and website authentication. We recommend regular security audits for hospitals' websites, ensure timely identification and mitigation of vulnerabilities to bolster cybersecurity defenses and maintaining online integrity. Finally, we recommend customizing cybersecurity to industry-specific needs to enable focused strategies addressing unique challenges effectively. By considering both internal threats and external and internal threat risk, organization can enhance resilience comprehensively, prioritizing resources where most needed to mitigate vulnerabilities. With that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.